Hey guys, it's Angie and welcome back to my FlossTube channel where I talk about cross stitch and I'm dropping things. It is the end of summer and it is hot as blazes here and it's been very interesting weather-wise. I mean, normal, sunny rain. Anyway, I'm dying of heat right now. Well, welcome back. If you've been following me for a while, then it's no surprise to you that I am just a hot mess when it comes to introducing anything in my videos. So welcome to me and my hot mess. All right, I have things that I have acquired, things that I have won, and some progress. So, let me pick up the things that I've dropped. And if you hear funny noises, it's my couch. I promise, it's my couch. I sit crisscross applesauce because I'm a child, and when I shift and adjust, my couch makes fun noises. So my kids always think that the noises are something other than what they are. So I'm just warning you in advance that that is possible. I'm gonna go ahead with what I purchased first, and we're gonna start with, I got my very first cone of 310, or according to the Witchy Stitcher, Cone of Doom. I bought this because I am doing the Cryptidcell from the Witchy Stitcher and they love their black. And so I went ahead and picked one up because I have a lot of the generic 310, black floss upstairs, and I really like it as far as coverage goes, but it can be a little bit fluffy, and so it's not quite as clean. The coverage is better, but it's not as smooth. So I went ahead and bought this because I know I'm gonna need it. So yeah, my very first cone of 310, yay! I'm sure that's super exciting. But I also picked up my very first Halloween Just Cross Stitch magazine. I see people talking about these all the time, and the main reason I got this one is for this pattern. This is an Autumn Lane Stitchery. I've really enjoyed doing the Dark Queen style. I've noticed that they put some really cute patterns in these magazines, and then of course they're not available for a certain period of time after the magazine is out before you can purchase that pattern and pick it up. But I thought I'd show you really quick a couple of the ones that I want to try and stitch that I think will be a lot of fun. I briefly looked through this, and I'm trying to be careful because I know not all of, a lot of these will have a piece of the pattern on the page, so I'm just trying to find the ones that stuck out to me that I was just thinking to myself, ooh, I like these. These ones in particular, really, I thought were cute. I especially like Mr. Frog here. I like the witch, which says, I'm not really evil, I've just been in a very bad mood for 20 years. I like little zombie here. I like him. I'm not sure about him, but I at least like these four. And they're ornaments, and I think to myself, I could probably stitch those up real quick. And I say that all the time, don't I? And then my real quick stitch turns into not real quick, and then they end up in my whip list for the next year and the next year. Just really quick, in case you haven't seen one of these, I mean, I've never really done a cross stitch magazine, usually because whenever I see the magazines, they're older ones with things that are really not my style. This is the Autumn Lane Stitchery one, which now that I look at it up close, if I were to do it, I don't know, I might remove the cat. I'm not really a cat person, but I get it. I think it's cute with the, happy, afraid cat, angry. It would be, if I was a cat person, that would be a lot more fun, but I could stitch that just removing the cat, or I could put the cat in and just say, who cares? I don't know. That's what I love about cross stitch. You can kind of do whatever you want. There's a few that I'm skipping over here because I might want to do them, but then at the same time, I might not. But the ones that I show you are the ones that I just really enjoy. There's some at the very end. Oh, here's the one that I was really excited about. I have to change it up a bit. Nightmare Before Coffee. And it's Jack. And I have Jack Skellington mugs in my kitchen. I would change it to say Nightmare Before Cocoa because I am not a coffee drinker. But it's cute. And then I also really liked this one, Cool Whip. And the Pick Your Poison is cute, but I am also not an alcohol drinker. So that one, I don't know how I would change that. But I really like the Nightmare Before Coffee. And if I'm gonna do those, I need to get started on them soon because I really want to get stuff done, but I'm not gonna really have much time. Then there's this kind of, it's a spooktacular sampler is what it's called. The Harvest Moon glows round and bold in pumpkin shades outlined in gold. Beware what dare crawls up your sleeve, for 'tis the night called Hallows Eve. And it's kind of cute. I don't know if I'd spend a lot of time on it. I don't know if I love it that much, but I mean, it's not a bad looking sampler. There's a Halloween acrostic here. It's kind of cute. Probably won't do that one either. This one kind of reminds me a lot of the Let's Bake that I did. It's mostly a lot of words with a few images in it, where Let's Bake was just all words, I know that, but. And I mean, there's just a few other small things in here that are kind of cute. There's quite a few ornaments, so if you like making ornaments, there's a wreath. Maybe another day, maybe closer to Halloween, I'll go through it and show you all the different patterns. But those were the ones that I was really fond of, so I was excited to get this. Like I said, I've never done that before. Bought a cross stitch magazine. Also, I mentioned last video, I'm gonna sneeze, hold on. Excuse me. The last video I mentioned that I did another Friday night stitch, or Friday night fight night from Bestitch Me. And I won, or I purchased 4. And then because I purchased that time and the time before, I can't remember specifically if it's you just have to have purchased from the previous Friday night fight or if it was the current one that you're allowed to enter the giveaways. But I did 2 Friday night fights in a row, so I figured I was safe for the giveaways and I won something. But first, this is an 18 by 27, 25 count Lugana. I've not really stitched on 25 count before, so we'll see how this goes. It's called Tree Hugger. It is appropriately spooky. There is a Nightmare Before Christmas Sal I've seen floating around on Story Stitches. It's a Facebook group and it's a free stitch along. You can donate to the Buy Me a Coffee if you feel like it, but they're not charging for the stitch along. It has not started yet. I thought this could be kind of a fun fabric for that maybe, or this would work for a lot of the ornaments that I was looking at in the magazine. So I might do this, but it looks appropriately. I have an Autumn Lane Stitchery St. Patrick's gnome, but I don't think this is the right kind of green for that. I also picked up one called Autumn, which again also has kind of a fall feel to it. I'm not sure what I'm going to put on any of these, by the way. I just now have a pile of fabric that I can use for other things. Let's see, this one is, oh, I'm sorry, Autumn was an 18 by 27 Lugana in 28 count, which I do enjoy 28 count. This is, it says a 22 count even weave, 18 by 27 in Stonehenge, because everybody can use a nice gray Can I hold on to my stuff? Everybody can use a nice gray. Again, have no clue. I'm sure I will find something. I still have those Cricut, like this would work for the autumn on the Cricut collection seasons. This would work well for winter. Now this one, I have no clue, but it is gorgeous and I've got to find something. This is an opal 18 by 27 linen in 28 count. Can you see that? Isn't this the prettiest blue? This is like my favorite color of blue right here. I could just frame this itself and say, yeah, look at that. That is so pretty. And then, like I said, I entered, and I don't know what the rules are for entering, so I just went through and entered a bunch of the things that I saw. She had previous themed boxes. She had silks, which I've never used silks, so I didn't really enter my name for many of those, but there was one color, it was kind of a blood red maroon color, that I thought, hey, if I won that, I could start Pandemic, the Long Dog Sampler Pandemic over using that. I wouldn't mind doing that, but I entered a bunch of things in the off chance that I'd win, and I remember seeing this and thinking, oh, I really hope I'd win that. That's gorgeous, and I won it. And this is an opal linen 28 count 18 by 27 called Cosmos. And if I had had this when I was doing Stargazer, can you imagine seeing Stargazer on this? I had oh, that would have been so beautiful. You guys, what on earth am I gonna stitch on this? It's gorgeous. I have no idea. I've got to find something. I wonder, no, Raven Queen probably wouldn't look good on this just because she's so dark. I wonder what I could do on something like this. It's gorgeous, and you see that shimmer? Oh, and I want it, and I'm so excited. On top of this, I also won something. My friend Vicky was giving away a bunch of patterns from magazines, and she was doing a bunch of them. Holy cow, Vicky, I applaud you. And this is the one that I liked a few of them, so I entered my name. I think you could enter up to 10, and I think I only entered in like 5 or 6. But this is one that I really liked. I like Americana. I like things that are remember 9/11. Being military, I like patriotic. So I won that. So thank you, Vicky. It got here and I'm excited. I have some fabric that will work perfect for that as well. So hopefully I'll be able to start that soon. Noises, sorry. All right, I also I have the giveaway for the piece of fabric. I'm gonna do that at the end of the video. I'm gonna actually have to stop recording because, well, maybe I can use it on I can probably use it on my Kindle. So then you can maybe see me do the thing. I don't know if I can use it on my Kindle. Well, we'll see. Either way, I'll show that off, whatever. You'll know who won the piece of flamingo fabric. First of all, I had a comment on my last video, and I think she was worried that I was going to take offense because she said, I hate to be that person, because she said she didn't see any back stitching around the face on my Stargazer. And I am so glad she was that person, because I did not do any back stitching around the hands and face on my Stargazer because I didn't look close enough to see that there was some. So I'm going to show her off again because I did the back stitching this time. And I don't know if you can actually see, but I did get the back stitching done. So thank you very much for, oh my goodness, let me tell you how much fun it is having windows. I love having windows, but I'm not prepared, you guys. I'm never prepared. You know me. There we go. So now she's done with all the back stitching. I actually even signed my name over here, but I tried to do it in a color that you couldn't see very easily. So I've got it down here so that it wouldn't take away, but that way my name is on here, because there's no way I'm not signing this thing. This thing took just about a year. Granted, I did not work on it monogamously, but it took about a year to do. And the beading was insane. The beading took forever. There was so much beading. And as I said last time, I have no idea when I'm gonna start getting this framed. I imagine it's gonna cost a bit to get it framed, so I'm kind of holding off for a little bit. We are trying to decide if we're gonna take a big trip in December, which if we do, it's gonna be a huge trip that will take a lot of, yeah, anyway, I don't know. So we're trying to ease up on spending right now. Plus my school is costing a bunch. I've got financial aid through a post 9/11 GI Bill that my husband transferred to me, so that's great. But right now it hasn't come through yet, and so school costs a lot, and I'm trying to figure all that out. Anyway, what have I worked on this week? Well, I put in quite, guys, I don't have anything. You're just gonna have to see through all my, I don't know, this might not work. You might do, okay, that works. I put in some work. I finished up Hagrid and started the Weasley twins and the map on my giant Harry Potter. I did this last night just for, no, this was for homework. We had to spell out the word Olympus in magical stitches, and while I was able to do quite a few on something I was also using for Uno and Semi-Sane, this one had letters that the other pattern didn't. So I was able to put some work on that, which I'm always happy about, because you guys, I'm almost done. I'm getting close to being done with that. All right, the last time you saw this, I put some more work in. I mainly, so I'm using this one for Uno. In Semi-Sane Stitchers, one of the games is Uno. You pick 4 patterns and you number them. So you have a 1, 2, 3, and 4. This, I believe, is pattern number 2. And then every day they roll. And so that's like drawing a card. And if it's one of the numbers, you stitch 100 stitches. If it's one of the action cards, you know, skip, reverse, whatever, you stitch 200 by, you know. So if you were working on number 1 and then you got a skip, you'd skip number 2 and go on to number 3. Well, because of all of the cards that have been pulled, the main ones that have been worked on are 1 and 3. I've only worked on this one once and number 4 once. I haven't worked on these any other times because they keep getting skipped. But I did get some stitching done up in here. And I put this on there specifically so I'd get more stitching done on it. And it's not, it didn't work out. I should have numbered it differently. Shoulda, woulda, coulda, right? This one is my number 3 in Uno. So I've actually put probably close to 1,000 stitches in this guy. Mainly I've just been filling in. This is very confetti heavy. And so as you can see, as I stitch, you end up with lots of blank spots. And so when it calls up for 100, then I focus on filling in all of these little ones. If it calls for more than 100 stitches, I try to find chunks of color to do that, because doing confetti obviously takes forever. So I've put a lot of work on Mini Sasquatch. And let's see, where are the rest? I've got them all propped up over here. So this is my number 1 in Uno, and I've put quite a few stitches on this one as well. I'm just trying, guys, I am a mess. So I finished out the middle part. There's just a little bit more on the bottom. This stuff goes by so fast. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to stitch on today. Probably be Mini Sasquatch, because that's the only one I ever seem to stitch on besides this one in Uno. But anyway, I got that done. I'm just about done with the border around it. So I put quite a bit onto 13. It's a really pretty pattern. I'm really liking it. And down here is mainly words. The reason the top half is taking so long is because it's, you know, this giant full coverage piece right here in the middle. The bottom half has just maybe like this much of full coverage. There's, I think, another, I don't think it's another half. I think it's maybe like this much across, goes down here, and then it's just words and border. It'll still take forever. You guys, I've been working on this one since before we moved here. So it's amazing to me how I can finish some in a decent amount of time and then other ones get put off a lot. I pulled out because I was so far behind. I didn't do any of my alphabet, Alpha My Bet, that's what it's called, in Semi-Sane last month. I didn't do anything towards it. So if you're new, Alpha My Bet is each month you're doing 2 letters of the alphabet on any kind of alphabet pattern. And so this is my avatar alphabet. And last month was supposed to be M and N, and then M and N, whatever, M and N. And then this month is O and P. So you guys remember I had Momo the lemur, so that was for L. M is May, and then N was some character that I didn't care about, so I put in Gran, who is the northern, there's the N, water tribe elder. So so she's just Gran, and there's an N in there too. And then I need to still do O and P for this month, and P is a change too because they have Pipsqueak, which is part of Jet's gang. If you've ever watched the Avatar cartoons, I don't care about Jet's gang. I like Jet, he's on here, but Jet's gang doesn't, whatever. So I'm putting Princess Azula in there instead because Azula is not on this pattern, which is a crime. Because just like having Momo and Appa not on the pattern, to me is a crime because they are the main characters. So I have to adjust another character's pattern. So that's what I did with Gran. I took the same pattern that I used for Katara, and then I looked up a picture of Gran, and hers is more of a purple than a blue. So I adjusted it so that her outfit was purple, and then I looked at her outfit for anything unique that wasn't the same as Katara's, changed that a little bit, and then of course the hair color was different. So I'm doing the same. There's another, I think it's her mother. I think it's Azula's mother is in this pattern for some reason. You never even see her in the series, but she's in the pattern. And so I'm taking her outfit and putting it in for Princess Azula, but then I'm gonna change the hair. Or I don't know, I've gotta sit down and work it out. But, so that's what I've been working on, except for one thing. And I saved it for the end because it is the best. That is what you do, right? You save the best for last. This month marked the end of Dark Queen of the Seas Stitch Along. And I finished her. And if you, I am on Instagram because I post so regularly. I am on Instagram. It's under Cut, Carve, Create because that was my woodworking name when I was doing that in Texas. I don't do that here because I just don't have the space or the electricity in the area where my tools are stored. So some people on Instagram may have seen most of her, but this month was backstitching and beading. And I'm trying to see, voila. Here she is, you guys. She is done. She is finished, completely finished. This backstitching was a beast. This was in a treasure braid. You can't really see it, it's shiny, but it's hard to see the shine. So this was a beast. This was hard because I had mistakes in the hair and trying to get these little strands of hair in here. I kind of just guessed more than so they're not accurate. I just did the best I could with what I did. But these, I tried very hard because as you can see, they make shapes. So I was trying really hard to be extra accurate down here. And I think I was for the most part. They're gorgeous. I love how they look on the tentacles. It makes it pops. There's some back stitching on here you can't see in gold treasure braid, and then all the beading. Unfortunately, my bead pack only came with 6 beads and there were supposed to be 7. So there's supposed to be another pearl here and another one here. I didn't have enough, so I just put in what I had. But then you can see, now these beads, they're not shiny, they're just a matte finish, but they're kind of all over. This beading took me maybe 2-ish hours. And then there's a giant treasure here, some more beading. I'm trying to show you this, you guys. It's hard when I'm behind the camera, or not behind the camera, in front of it. I know a few people who are leaving these out, and I don't mind them, but I don't know, I think she might look better without them. I don't know. I'm not going to take them out because they're already in there and I'm not going to mess with it. But I've seen a few people discuss that, going, what is the point? But other than that, you guys, she is finished. All done. I found a frame that I liked at IKEA that I'm probably going to pick up. I'm going to frame her myself. I might take her in and get a mat cut for her that will fit inside my frame. So I'll probably take the frame in and have them cut the mat and then just bring it home. Well, I don't know. Maybe I guess it all just depends on how much it costs. Because the last time I tried to take in a frame and have them do it, it still ended up costing a bunch because they wanted to... The main thing is to have them mount it so that it's nice and straight with the mat board. But I don't want a special frame made or anything for this one because, again, I've mentioned it before. I probably wouldn't have picked this out if I'd seen it in its whole glory. I think it's gorgeous and I love that I stitched it and I love this. It's just not all... I'm not a sea creature. I don't know. I say that. I love Nessie. This is just not quite my style. This is going to go up in my daughter's bathroom. She enjoys it. She thinks it's great. So there's that. I probably wouldn't have picked it out to stitch. It was that it was a mystery that was kind of fun for me. So I did that. And you know what? I said saved the best for last. And then I forgot that I actually started something. So we'll get to that. But anyway, so Dark Queen is done, which is kind of sad. But because she's done, I can now start a new stitch along, mystery stitch along, which I did. I went ahead and started the Cryptidcell. You guys, I'm a hot mess. The Cryptidcell, I started it. I have not gotten very far on this because I've been trying to catch up on other things. I wanted to make sure Dark Queen was finished. So there were those things. I still need to put some stitches in Middle Earth. I haven't touched that this month, so I need to get some work done on that one. Or maybe I did touch it this month. I don't remember. No, I haven't. So this is just the start, and it calls for a black border, and I don't think you can see. You can't. I noticed somebody had posted, because if you go on Instagram and you use the hashtag Cryptidcell, you'll see a lot of people have started. Some people are changing colors. Some people are doing alternates. One person ordered every color that they could in treasure braid or Krynic. It wasn't. It was the DMC light effects or whatever. I'm not doing that I know of yet, but what I do have is, because I had all of this black treasure braid, the shiny, the shiny treasure braid. Yeah. I'm doing one strand of this with one strand of the black. So when I see it in person, I see shine in it, It's just got a little bit of shine. I'm not doing solely this because then I think that would cost so much money. I already have 2 of these, and then I can pick up a 3rd and a 4th to kind of, because I don't know how much black is in this, but according to the Witchy Stitcher, a lot. So I'm doing all of the black, 1 strand treasure braid, 1 strand 310. And then these are all the colors. And my understanding is a lot of these colors have a DMC shiny, I don't know what they call it, counterpart. So I might look and see, or I might just leave it. I don't know. So we'll see. It's an ever-changing thought. So there's that. So that is all the stitching I've done. That just ticks off one more one more finish. I guess technically I can say I officially finished Stargazer because I hadn't done the back stitching. I still need to sign Dark Queen, but that should be done easily enough. I may work on, I still have a couple weeks to work on my Middle Earth, but my stitchy time, this is the last week I'm really gonna have to really, well, I say that, but I don't know. Sorry, got interrupted. Okay. Starting school, I was taking 2 classes because I wanted to ease into it. And I talked to an advisor. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to talk in person, so it was an online chat. There was a lot of lag going in the chat, but I asked them, you know, what did I need to take? And they said, here are some classes you could start with, and these are, you could take English or you could take this Intro to Communication. Either one will work. So I signed up for Intro to Communication and Introduction to Vet Tech. And I paid the tuition for it, I ordered the books for it, and then I noticed in my, everything is different, you guys. When I went to college the first time, which I didn't even finish the first semester, you had a book that had all of the class times, and you'd call and you'd say, this is the class number I want, and they'd tell you if you could get it or not. Now everything is online, and there's this, for this college, I don't know if it's for everyone, but there's a whole student system where Canvas is in it, your student Gmail is in it, your financial aid is in it, everything is in it. So you just click here, enroll in your classes, click here and it shows you what classes you need, click on this and it shows you based on what you enrolled in, the textbooks you need. It's amazing, so much easier than when I was 18. So anyway, I went into my planner just to make sure that I had what I needed for this semester, and it's still showing that I'm missing an English, even though I'm enrolled in this one. So I was finally assigned an actual advisor. So I emailed the advisor, who then immediately got back with me and set up a Zoom call. We chatted, and first of all, I didn't need Intro to Communication. It is not a prerequisite. It wouldn't count for anything. I would still have to take English. So the other advisor was wrong. And then he kind of explained to me what was going on. I was gonna break up the prerequisites, and he said that's probably not the best idea because it's a 2.5-year program, with the half year being that you get all the prerequisites done, and then the next 2 years after you actually apply to be in the vet tech program, that's what you're doing, is vet tech stuff only, except for a few things here and there. So I bit the bullet and went ahead and signed up for all the prerequisites. That's 5 classes. They do not all start at the same time. I have 2 that start next week. I have 1 that starts 2 weeks after that, and then 2 more that start in October. And so I have Chemistry, English, Vet 111, Intro to Vet Tech, and Math for Health Professionals. And my textbooks have started arriving. My husband, the sweetie he is, bought me a laptop because I don't have one. I have a desktop computer. It's in the office I share with him, and he is on video calls all day. He works from home right now, and still, I don't know if he's ever actually gonna be going back into the office while we live here. And because he's on video calls all the day, if I happen to be in a lecture where I have to be participating, it disturbs him. So he went ahead and got me my own laptop so that I'll be able to move to different rooms if I need to. Unfortunately, he can't because his laptop has to have security access, and it's set up with what he needs on his regular computer, which is all right there. And so that's fine. I have a desk in the basement if I need to go down there. So I'm really excited. I'm a little nervous because I've got a couple textbooks on back order, and I'm really hoping they get here before the class that I need it for starts, which is a week from Monday. Yeah, so that's school. I'm very excited about that. I spent this last week refinishing my deck, which has been, well, I say this last week, the last 2 to 3 weeks, because there's not a hardware store around here that's within like an hour's drive that has a deck sander to rent. We looked, we called everything. Most of them are broken. They're waiting on parts for fixing. And so I hand sanded, and it took a long time, our deck. I wish I would have had the big push sander so I could just get all of the stuff. But I used my belt sander and I just did small chunks, worked for a couple hours on each night, sanding my deck down. Finally got it sanded to the point where everything was smooth and ready to go. And then I spent the last 2 days staining it with a new waterproof stain and sealer. We told our landlord we were gonna refinish the deck if he was okay with that, because we are firm believers in leaving a place better than you found it. And it was hard to walk on the deck because you were worried about getting splinters, and it needed it. It needed it, and I was willing to do it. We like to make sure our landlord like us. And because, you know, the whole bathroom flooding situation, or my daughter's closet with the mold and everything, we felt really bad about that. So this is another way to be like, sorry, we didn't mean to not know that her room was flooding. Anyway, so that was getting done. My son got a job. It's been kind of, I swear, I feel like our life is just chaos. He got a job. He's working at Petco full-time. He applied, he got accepted, interviewed. They loved him there. They had him go in on Monday to start, and then something went wrong with their computers and it kicked him out of the system. I guess 2 people got hired at the same time, and the computer system kept trying to put both he and this other person into the same job slot, and it didn't work. So it finally kicked him out of the system completely. So then he had to go into work yesterday, reapply for the job, get reaccepted, refill out all the paperwork, and get slotted into the correct position. And now they're waiting on HR to say he can start, but he's supposed to officially be working starting tomorrow. This place has a bus route to it. It takes him 3 times as long to get there and home, but at least this way, if I'm unavailable, he can hop on a bus and get to work. He just has to plan his time appropriately. He is also studying for his driver's license, which is a lot easier to get in Virginia when you're over the age of 18. Because then you don't have to see a judge. Because apparently here, I don't know, I know that in Utah we didn't have to go before a judge, and I'm pretty sure in Texas we didn't have to go before a judge. And in Alaska, I had to get an Alaska driver's license, no judges. But here, if you're under the age of 18, you have to do the whole driver's stuff, and then you have to go to court before a judge. I don't know why, but you do. If you're over the age of 18, you don't. So he has an appointment at the DMV at the end of the month, and he's been studying, because I guess you have to take a driver's exam before you get your driver's learner's permit, and then you have to do a certain amount of time. Then you take the actual driving test, and if you pass the driving test, the in the car test, then you can get your license, and then we'll help him look for maybe a truck or something that he can start driving to work, that he can share with my other daughter, who will hopefully also be getting her license. Life, you guys, life. It's like chaos, like I said. And then I just found out that my daughter, who is we live in an area where we're right next to the school, but there's a really busy road that the kids would have to cross to get to school, and there's no crosswalk and there's no light. And so because of that, our kids are required to be bused to school, even though it would take them like 10 minutes to walk to school. It's less than a mile away. So because of that, we had to do that. But for some reason, 2 of my 3 school kids have bus routes, and then the other one does not. So I have to call and fix that. Now, on to the winner for the flamingo fabric, which I do not have down here to show off to you guys, so I apologize for that. But I will be right back with the screenshot of the winner. Okay, so here's my video. The word flamingo, and let's see. Yeah, it didn't start raffle and pick winners. All right, it looks like Katie Bowen. Candy, I'm sorry. I'm reading this through my phone. It's not working. Candy Bowen. Awesome. Congratulations. Congratulations, Candy. You are the winner of the flamingo fabric. I am going to post my email address. It's in some of the previous videos, but I'm terrible at putting descriptions on my videos, but my email will be in the description of today's video, or you can private message me through Facebook at Cut Carve Create or Instagram through Cut Carve Create. You'll know it's mine because it has images of the stuff I've shown you already. If you will, either through my email or either of my social media pages, please send me your address and I will get this mailed off to you as soon as possible, meaning this next week. So congratulations on being the winner of the fabric. All right, you guys, that is enough for me. I am clearly spazzing out today because I've had to film that congratulations like 4 times. 3 or 4 times. Anyway, I am going to finish tidying up my house so that I am ready for school and these things aren't hanging over my head. I'm going to photograph my deck for the landlord so he can say, oh yeah, it looks great. And eat some breakfast because it's early in the morning. All right, you guys, have a great week, and the videos are probably gonna be sporadic as they are now, just until I figure out what my school schedule is gonna be like. Chemistry and math are not great subjects for me. I don't know how much stitching in the evenings I'll be doing because I may be studying. I don't know. Maybe I'll be doing roughly the same. We'll see. But just please don't hate me for not being super regular on the videos like I was before, but life changes and I'm really excited about the changes. So thank you for watching. Again, congrats Candy on the win, and I will talk to you guys later.